Hi, and welcome to a quick birth ball movement class. First things first, when you are choosing your birth ball size, it should be big enough to allow you to sit with your knees lower than your hips. So this one clearly is a little too small for me. It's a little too short, and it's seen some better days. So you want to pick one that would allow you to be up a little bit higher, so your knee is again higher than that knee joint. Most of the balls will give you sizes based on your height, but I find that sometimes the height ones can be a little off, or you're on the border of a smaller versus a larger one. So I'd say go with the larger one, again, to ensure that the hips are above the knees, and then you can also put a little less air in it if it's just ridiculously high. So we're going to start with our hands on our knees and slowly make some hip circles, going in one direction and then going in the other direction. And I just want you to notice, is there a part of your circle that your body is resistant to go to? Is there a spot that's a little tight and maybe that part of your circle is a little bumpy? Or maybe, you can reverse again, maybe one direction feels super easy and natural and the other direction feels a little bumpy. Maybe spend a little more time in that bumpy one. So I like to know where your body doesn't want to go. Where is there some resistance that's making the movement less smooth than it could be? Then we're just going to rock the pelvis forward and back. I'm going to go sideways for this one so you can see a little bit better. So we're going to tuck the tail under and bring the tail back up again. And again, tuck it under and bring it up. Now I want you to see, can you do this motion without getting shorter? What I mean by that is we typically want to go here, and we kind of hunch in our upper back in order to make it feel like we're going deeper in this tuck. Instead, I want you to imagine my hand is on the top of your head, and when you tuck, you don't come off my hand. What that's doing is it's ensuring that we're just moving in the lumbar spine, and we're differentiating between this low back movement and maybe this upper back rounding. Then I'm going to switch back front again. We're going to go side to side. So we're going to lift up onto one hip and then lift up onto the other hip, and then lift one and lift the other and lift one and lift the other. Last time. We're going to go back kind of to those circles, but we're going to make them figure eights again. Figure eight. So give yourself a couple of reps to figure out where the heck your hips are going. And of course, as soon as you've got this direction down, I'm going to ask you to reverse it and make your figure eights. Oh, this one's weird. Happen in the other direction. And again, ask yourself, where are my hips resistant to go? Where is it hard to find that pattern? And if the first side was harder for you, go back and go do a couple more on the first side. If this one's harder, stay in this direction to finish it out. And then we're going to come back to center. I'm going to go sideways again so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to start with that same tuck that we just did. Tuck under, staying as tall as possible. And then I want you to walk down until your ball is kind of like a little seat. So my ball is pretty deflated. Like I said, it's seen better days. So the seat is pretty easy for me to find. So play around with yours. It should feel kind of stable. And then from here, reach your arms in front of you, palms together. And from here, I want you to pull your baby, hug the baby back into the ball, and then sit up tall again. Big inhale. Exhale, hug the baby and pull baby through your spine and into the ball. Inhale. Exhale. Hug and pull baby back. Last time. And hug and pull baby back. Hold it back here. Take a big inhale. Feel your back expand on the inhale as opposed to your belly. Exhale, hug the baby even more. Inhale again into the back. On the exhale, you're going to rotate your shoulders, push your left hand into your right, and twist slightly to the right. Inhale into your back, come center. Exhale, push the right hand into the left, rotate slightly to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. One more each side. You are quiet from the belly button down. Last one. Come back to center. Walk yourself back up to the top of the ball. Place your hands on your low belly, so beneath the belly button. I'm going to place my feet on the mat so I've got a little bit more grip. From here, I want you to imagine that your feet are stuck to the ground. Fresh tar, fresh concrete has been poured, and you have stuck your feet in it, and you are now suctioned into that ground. So you're going to inhale. Exhale, act as if you could lift up that right leg. So you're acting as if you could do this, but you are stuck to that ground. Inhale. Exhale, act as if you could lift up the left leg. And go at the pace of your breath, inhaling and then exhaling, acting as if you could release that foot from the sticky tar. And I want you to notice as you're inhaling and exhaling, notice the response that your core has without you having to do anything. And that response, see if you can deepen it on your own a little bit. Let the response happen on its own. On that exhale, you're trying to lift that leg up, and then you tighten it just a little bit more as you get all that air out so you have room for big, fresh, deep oxygen to come in again. Do a couple more on each side, expelling all of your breath so that you can expand to take in more. You don't even need to do this one on a physio ball. You can do this at your office chair throughout the day. If your back and pelvis are starting to get sore, you can find this awareness. And once you're even on both legs, you can let the arms come down and do some wiggles. And this is whatever feels good. Whatever direction you want to go in, side to side, front to back, around, whatever feels nice. And then from here, we're going to get off the ball. Come down to kneeling. I've got the ball on my right side. And I'm going to put it out a little bit so that my hip, where your hip kind of dents in a little bit, that's going to go right up against the ball. Again, my ball's a little deflated. We'll go a little below that hip. There, that feels better. My left foot's going to stick out to the side. And you decide, do you need to lean today? Can you keep yourself up a little higher today? I like a little lean. Lean your forearm into the ball. This hand can come here for stability, can go here to make sure your hip is staying quiet, or if you're looking for a challenge, you can place it behind your head. We're going to lift this leg up and lower it down. Lift it up and lower down. Now my leg is truly parallel. I'm thinking, if I flex my foot, of lifting from my heel as opposed to my foot. Also looking down, I'm not letting this leg creep up in front of me, but I am truly out to the side. Couple more. Last one. Lift it up and hold. Your thigh stays quiet. You bend the knee to kick yourself in the seat and then stretch the leg back out again. And you bend. The thigh is going to want to creep forward. Keep looking down and make sure it's not going anywhere. Bend and straighten. Last one. Bend and straighten. Little circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that foot down, bend the knee, get yourself off of the ball and roll it over to the other side. Find your position. Oh darn, I might have to go to Target to get a new ball. I got my right leg out to the side now. My left arm and hip are pressing into the ball. Again, you can place the right hand wherever you need it. So I'm going to start by lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. If it helps to flex that foot to make sure you're feeling that sensation of leading with your heel, do that. Couple more. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Last 2. Last one, hold it up there. Keep the thigh steady, bend and kick yourself in the seat, and extend the legs straight. Bend, kick yourself in the seat, extend the legs straight. Avoid that desire for the right thigh to creep forward when you bend your knee. Last one, bend, straighten little circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee, bring it down, bring yourself back up. We're going to switch to face the ball. High kneeling. Squeeze your legs towards each other. They don't need to be touching. If it helps, you can always place a squishy ball in between your thighs. So we're squeezing together. Hands in front. Nod the chin, round the spine. Keep the booty over the knees. Don't let it stick out behind you as the ball rolls away. And let your chest lift towards the ball as the tail lifts. Tuck the tail under. Roll yourself back up again. And feel free to play with where your hands are on the ball so it's the most comfortable as you reach out. And then round back under. So when we go into this extended position, number 1, it's just really good for our spine. Number 2, it's stretching our lats. Our lats are that huge muscle in our back that actually connect into your sacrum. And when you have the ability to reach your arms overhead with that pull on the sacrum, with that tail lifting, we put more space in the bottom of the pelvis. That makes pushing easier. So if you choose to birth on hands and knees, grab something in front of you, grab the top of the bed, lift the arms up and reach. That's going to help open the base of the pelvis. Now this time we're going to go out and we're going to stay. Feel your shoulders relax down your back. And I want you to feel, are you dumping in your back or are you lengthening in the front? So what does it feel like to lift your ribs up towards the ceiling as you push those arms down? So here's the difference. Here I'm kind of dumping. The stretch feels nice. Here I'm lifting my ribs. It's kind of the space where my shirt and my pants come together. I'm lifting that up to the ceiling. Now my arms are shaking a little. My lats are shaking a little. And then roll back up again. Swing around. Come down so that your spine is wrapped around the ball. Your tailbone's really close against there. Hands behind the head. And mindfully wrap your spine back around the ball. And then mindfully bring yourself back up tall again. And then you decide what feels better to you. Does it feel better to sit up here and kind of lounge against the ball? Or does it feel better to extend back over the ball, letting your arms reach or stay behind your head? Go to whatever rest position feels good. However, I'm going to ask you to bring your legs to parallel or even knock your knees together. And the reason I ask you to knock your knees together is because, again, when we go into that back extension, it starts to open up the bottom of the pelvis, and we're amplifying that effect by bringing the knees in. If that starts to pull on your low back, keep the legs parallel, but really feel your butt bones down there on the ground. And if it feels nice, if you want that head support, let the seat move away from you a little bit. Get your hair clip out of the way, microphone, and rest your head, arms down by your side, palms up. This should be a very passive, relaxed position. Orient your legs. I like knock knees, then your legs don't fall over. And just take a couple of deep cleansing breaths here. On that inhale, take your breath all the way into your baby in the front and all the way into the ball in the back. And on your exhale, let everything relax back down. No need to engage on this exhale, just a release. And a couple more here. Every deep breath you take fuels your body and your baby. Every deep breath you take gives baby that little bit more energy that they need during birth to do this birth dance with you, to make their way into the world. So if you feel powerless at any point, you can regain your power simply by taking that deep breath, knowing that that deep breath is feeding your baby, giving your baby strength, and giving yourself strength. If you have any questions or if any of these moves were confusing or difficult, please reach out. I love answering your questions. And I will see you next time.